And now here we are with John Wick, and we're at a point where Hollywood does it as good as anywhere else in the world when it comes to, because I've always felt that Hong Kong action is superior to Hollywood action, especially with the martial arts, but no longer now.
A new day is dawning. New ideas, new rules, new management.
We've known each other since we were 9 or 10.
Scott, it's awesome to talk to you, man. You have a very big following with a lot of friends of mine. People were very excited I was talking to you.
Oh, great. Nice to talk to you too, James. Love Fight
Yeah.
Club. One of my favorite films, that is.
Isn't it one of the greatest? It feels like it weirdly relevant today, you know?
Yeah. It's getting crazier out there.
No, look, man, you've done some amazing work. At what point in your career were you like, I know I want to learn jiu-jitsu. I want to learn everything so I can take on these roles? Because a lot of times the stunt performers kind of go into it. You were always an actor with this. How did you know that was your, that was your role in this business?
I'm very lucky that when I was very young, I would say 10 years old, I had a very clear vision of what I wanted to do with my life. And it's exactly what I'm doing now, is to be an action actor. And I saw it very clearly, and I knew what I wanted. And my parents tried to dissuade me because, it's crazy talk, right? You're not going to be able to do it. But I stuck to my guns, and yeah, I've been in the business 20 years now, and hopefully there's another 20 to come.
I wouldn't be surprised. Look, how Killa. What a great character. What a great performance, by the way. This movie is honestly one of the best, probably my favorite film so far this year. I know it's early, but I think it's going to stay. How did you approach working with 8711 and Chad with this character?
Yeah, I've known 8711 for a long time. A load of respect for that team and for Chad and David Leitch and, people like JJ Perry who put me in Day Shift before this came out. Day Shift was an 8711 production. So they've really been looking after me. Chad, for some reason, just thought I'd be able to play this role. And he phoned me up and said, do you want to do John Wick 4? I'm like, yeah. Said, okay, but I need to talk you through what the character is. Maybe you won't want to do it. And I actually relished the opportunity to create this character from the ground up. Yeah, I don't know why Chad felt I'd be able to do it, but he did. And, he just let me go for it. He just said, go create this character, see what you can come up with. Here are the boundaries, but there wasn't many boundaries. Just that he was, German accent, and he's going to be in this fat suit, and see what you can come up with. I don't think we spoke about him being the comedy relief or anything like that, and he kind of is. Seeing the movie, we got a lot of laughs in the theater. I just went with my instincts, and that's what we came up with. It all came together.
Of the style that they work in, and obviously Day Shift, by the way, my wife loved you in that. How easily do you adapt to the way they do their work and the way they create these just brilliant sequences?
Yeah, I adapt to it very well because I know how to perform action on screen. Most of the Hollywood movies that I've done in the past, you end up feeling a bit disappointed with the end product, because even if you're working with an amazing stunt coordinator, fight director, even if you've got a great second unit director, they can still butcher it in the edit. And more often than not, that's what happens. But now we're at a point where, like, The Matrix came out, and I thought to myself, okay, finally Hollywood's doing martial arts as good as they do it in Hong Kong. But that was because it was Yuen Wu-ping behind the camera. But Chad, Keanu, they obviously took that experience, and now here we are with John Wick. And we're at a point where Hollywood does it as good as anywhere else in the world when it comes to, because I've always felt that Hong Kong action is superior to Hollywood action, especially with the martial arts, but no longer now. It's equal. And
Wow.
so now we've got Donnie Yen in this movie, and he looks as good as he's looked in any of his films because he's working with a director that understands action at the same level as he does. And that is a glorious thing.
Yeah, there are some heavyweights in this movie, including you, sir. This is just visually watching you guys play in this sandbox is a joy. I just an absolute joy. How do you go into John Wick 4? How invested were you in the mythology, in the history from the beginning? Did it start with the first film for you?
I'm a huge fan of all the John Wick movies. I love them. I saw the first one in the cinema. I've seen them all in the cinema. The third one, I went to watch it while I was working in the Ukraine. I had to watch it with Ukraine language, but I had to watch it on the cinema, man. I'm a massive fan. I would have been first in line to watch this one. I was watching it for the first time at the premiere in London. I suddenly realized that I'm in one of the best action films I've ever seen. And my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, man, I was so proud to be involved. I'm not talking about my scene, even though it's great, but just as the whole film's unfolding, I realized that this film is incredible when it comes as an action film. It's one of the best action films ever made, surely.
Yeah.
I hadn't felt that way since I watched The Matrix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm going to agree with you pretty hardcore on this because, I went with a bunch of critics to a screening, and my instinct was this is a long movie compared to the others. They're going a little longer. And I was like, how are they going to keep it going and keeping moving? And you could hear throughout the entire film the ahs, the audible gasps, the thrills, the excitement. I haven't felt that in a maybe Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah.
No, it's incredible. Chad is very good at thinking outside the box. Like, you think about John Wick 3 having the idea to have dogs doing jiu-jitsu and aikido on people. Who comes up with that? Incredible. The mirror sequence at the end of John Wick 2, took from Enter the Dragon, but having the idea, let's do that. The glass with the fight scene at the end of John Wick 3, the ninjas, the way he was playing with them disappearing, and the dragon's breath shotgun in this, the cars, people getting hit by cars. It's just insane. You're seeing things that you've never seen before, and that's what he's very good at, thinking outside the box. J.J. Perry with Day Shift, the way you had the vampires be played by contortion artists, things like that. It's very interesting the way these guys think.
Get it bloody. Step up on your ego. Come on.
The only way John Wick will ever have freedom and peace is in death.
Well, yeah, I keep thinking of it in this film. There's a sequence with a bunch of dancers surrounding you. It's just like, who comes up with this? Who comes up with it?
But it looks so cool, doesn't it? That set that my character has, 3 floors. And it's all it was apparently that set was like 10 million to make or something. I don't even know if I'm meant to say that, but getting all the water up to the 3rd floor and it cascading down with the waterfalls opening, raining all the way down to the basement where we're fighting. Having the idea to come up with something like that, it looks so beautiful, yet it's so violent and intense. It's amazing.
It really is. It's really beautiful to look at. And Keanu he has a reputation for being one of the nicest guys in the world. He also has really mastered his later career with these films and returning to the Matrix and all these. What was he like to work with and finding that kind of chemistry, that fight chemistry between you?
I had a great time hanging out, just chatting to Keanu. I've got a lot of respect for the man. We got on really well, actually. He puts everything he's got into this character and every character he plays, but it's not easy to make these films. It physically takes such a huge toll on your body. I mean, he would literally be walking in every day like limping, but he just turns up and he gets on with it, and it takes a certain certain mindset to be able to do films that are as grueling as this, and not just do one of them, but four Matrix, four of these. It's incredible, and he's not getting any younger. And now these films he's done in the latter half of his career, and they're just incredible action films. And long may it continue.
Yeah. No, it's interesting too. The world that John Wick did now. How obviously Chad has kind of brought you into this world. What did you learn kind of going into this and working with these guys? Because obviously your career has been so impressive as it is. What did you take from this character and this experience?
I really appreciate the way Chad respects the look of the movie and the cinematography and the production design, the detail that he puts into that area. He's a real student of cinema, and that definitely comes across. He's got a very classic way that he shoots his movies. Like they look like classic movies. You know, Chad, in terms of action, the shots are very well composed, and the performers are so well trained within that frame that they just do exceptional martial arts as it is in real life, and it's classically shot and it looks fantastic. Very smart guy, and there's a reason why these films are so popular.
Well, yeah, because when you see a lot of action films, you don't see the artistry in the visuals. You see, this is a basic. Let's have a quick fight. Let's do this. We got to get the money shot. There seems to be thought process in every single stroke, whether it's the fight sequences or even just the dialogue sequences here. How much?
If you were an actor that wasn't prepared to put the work in to do this, and it's not easy, I believe that he'll just say, okay, I'll get someone who's prepared to put the work in there. And that's the difference. And that's not, you don't always have that luxury, but believe that's the difference with Chad. You know, he'll say to the actor, do you want to do a John Wick movie? Are you sure? Because it's going to fucking suck. And they're like, okay, you want to do it? Okay, we'll do it then. But it's not going to be easy. And that's what it takes.
Well, you know, the thing is, too, you call it. Look, you have, when the filmmakers cast, bring in people like you or Donnie Yen or these legendary performers, that's really amazing. I know you need to wrap up with this one, but I'm going to ask you one last question. What's next for you, Scott?
I've just finished a film called One More Shot, which is a sequel to One Shot, which is an action version of 1917. And the first film was received very well, so we've just done the second. And I'm pretty tired after that, as you can imagine. So I'm just having a bit of a break.